brace yourself because I'm about to hurt some feelings. Hey everyone, VarnyVarn here, and today we're going to be bringing you guys the top tier list of all time for the best Monster Hunter weapons. What makes it top tier? Because I put it together. You know, before the video starts, I just want to give out the little PSA that it's important to understand that regardless of where weapons are ranked in the list, you know, any weapon can be utilized in Monster Hunter Rise. This means you can play the best weapon and still lose, or play with the worst weapon and still win. Though my tier list is still the best one in my opinion. And hey, if by any chance you're watching this video, you're like, man, this dude don't know jack, and that's okay. You know, let me know in the comments. I want to have a conversation about it. You know, let me know if I got something right, wrong. Hey, I'm here to learn, aren't we all? Alright, now the introductions are out the way, let's move on to our first weapon. Now, I would be called a liar if I ever said that the longsword was one of my favorite weapons when I first played Monster Hunter Rise. Honestly, I thought the whole weapon itself was, hot dog water. But, after some practice and a few, hits at the training room, I come to realize how much of a powerful weapon that the longsword really is. What makes the longsword really powerful is that the kit that it comes with, its reach and the combos to make any hunter feel like an absolute badass. These broad swings cover a big area and have some counters to easily punish other monsters. I will point out that the downsides of using this weapon are that you have to be pretty quick on your feet. Now I'm talking about having these Peter Parker, Matt Murdock type reflexes, as the blade itself doesn't have any guarding options, so dodging can be critical in some moments. Lastly, I would just say, keep an eye on your spirit gauge, because low hit single damage is a thing with this weapon, and to really maximize your damage output, you'll be using your spirit blade attacks a lot. So just keep an eye on that spirit gauge, and then you'll be okay. I'm gonna say it right now, and I might get a lot of hate for it, but I don't think I will. The dual blades are the best weapons in Monster Hunter Rise. What they lack in reach, they make up for it in speed and damage. With elemental damage applied to the dual blades, they can unleash a vicious amount of combos onto monsters. Now for beginners, it may be hard to keep a watch over your stamina in beast mode, but I'm telling you, once you practice and get this down right, gamers can turn into absolute demons. Literally. Whether on the ground or dealing slash attacks in the air, the dual blade users will always be moving 24/7 non-stop. I can gush about the dual blades all day. I might one day, I might make a video about that. But for right now, we got other weapons to cover, so let's leave it go alone for a bit, and let's move on to the next. If attacking from a distance is more your speed, then the light bowgun will definitely be the right weapon for you. If you honestly just like running around picking off monsters from a distance, then yeah, the light bowgun's pretty much summed up for you. The mobility of this weapon honestly makes it one of the best ones in the game. Honestly, for being a ranged weapon in a Monster Hunter game, it's honestly underrated if anything. Its variety of ammo and ranged combos is what really makes this weapon shine. Usually I would use the light bowgun if I'm in a co-op game, but for more experienced players out there, way more experienced than me I'm pretty sure, the light bowgun could be used for solo hunts as well. Not to be confused with the Switch Axe. The Charge Blade has energy charged up in sword mode, and it can be re-released to deal massive damage in axe mode. This is one of the more technical weapons in the game, and in my opinion, it took me a while to actually lock down the mechanics of this weapon. However though, it's hard to make this weapon effective if players don't know what they're doing, but like I said with practice, it can be utilized successfully. It just takes some time, and trust me, it does pay off. The Great Sword is a weapon that packs a serious beating with its charge and stun capabilities. Of course, the downside to wielding this giant sword over the character's back is you're gonna lose a little bit of speed. The great sword has great potential to be a fearful weapon, but only when used effectively and tactfully. Missed swings and inputs with this weapon will leave the player out open for attacks, and when those attacks hit, it could really hurt. And trust me, I'm not good with this weapon. I mean, I'm a little okay, but I could use a lot of practice. One of my personal favorites from the older Monster Hunters. The sword axe is, well, it is what it is. A sword and an axe in one. The combos that can be pulled off with this weapon are why it's ranked high on the list. You can mount the monsters for flashy moves and deal a lot of damage too. While it does have high DPS and high versatility, I will say though, you are really left open a lot with using this weapon. Evasions are hard to do as you are a little bit sluggish, but like I said before, it's the high damage output and versatility that really carry this weapon to be a great thing. Now, unlike the light bowgun, the heavy bowgun, well, does heavy damage. But the heavy bowgun isn't best utilized for solo hunts like the light bowgun could be. It just lacks the general mobility to keep your head on a swivel while in active combat. Everything just becomes way more trivial and difficult than it has to be. Of course, I would say that, just like most ranged weapons, I would use it for more of a multiplayer co-op sort of hunt with friends or, randoms. Now, for those who choose the bow, you're gonna be expecting a much more mobile experience, making it easier to dodge while charging up attack power. Now, some may believe that using the bow, they would think of it using it as like a sniper. But, given it some time, I realized that it should be considered more as a shotgun instead. Hear me out. Most of the damage should be done closest to the monster while using your mobility for quick attack and evasions. Now, I'm not saying that the bow can't be used as a sniper, I'm just saying to use it more effectively and efficiently. Oh, and also, you can heal your teammates if you're playing with them with the bow, so yeah, also a plus. A great medium to being a support and offensive character, the hunting horn overall is just an underrated weapon. Just from simply attacking, music can be played to apply stat boosts and buffs to the whole hunting party. When in a group, it's extremely useful to have a hunting horn for the team. The only downside to this weapon is that your songs will need a cooldown every once in a while, so then you're just swinging a regular old hammer. But I would say the payoff is pretty much worth it. Comparable to the great sword, the hammer, however, doesn't have as much reach, nor does it have the same amount of damage, but it is much more mobile. Its spin move is good for crowd control, and it's also easy to stun monsters and put them into some insane combos. Now, in my time playing Monster Hunter, I will say this hasn't really been a necessity for me, but for those who are interested, you can't sever tails or any other body parts of monsters. Which makes sense because it's a hammer, but in case you wanted that sort of aspect, you won't see it here. The sword and shield combo is a rather versatile kit to have. It allows you to get in for quick attacks. Although the range isn't the real forte, the real numbers come from its shield bash and the Shoryugeki combo. Ooh, I hope I said that right. Anyway, plus the fact that the shield will always be present is really handy for any out of control situations. So honestly, it's a so-so weapon. The insect glaive is a fun weapon to use, but at the same time it can be a chore. Now when I say fun weapon to use, I mean like we get to fly through the air, aerial attacks, skills all over the place. Like I said, it's a flashy weapon, but at the same time you rely on your bugs way too heavily. Now your bugs can give you buffs and everything, which is cool, you know, nice little feature. It's just the cooldowns and just the maintenance, it just feels like a whole chore in general. Honestly, when I use it, I just fly through the air, use my aerial attacks. I sometimes shoot bugs out. But hey, everyone's playstyle is different. This is definitely one of those weapons that experienced players can play with only. No disrespect to those who like the lance or the gun lance, but why? I mean, don't get me wrong, the lance is a weapon for those who just want to be the aggressor in monster hunting situations. You know, you got your big shield, you know, it absorbs most of the damage. But the only thing you can do is just get a couple of jabs and pokes in. The lance won't take you that far if you're just taking all the damage. I mean, it's just not fun to play as. And I mean, the gun lance is just the same exact thing, except it does a lot more damage. I mean, sure, you got a little flare here and there with the explosive, but other than that, your timing has to be perfect if you want to get any shots off like that. I mean, like I said, if you have fun playing it, I'm props to you. I'm happy you do. I just did not. I just couldn't see any usefulness out of these weapons, especially in a solo campaign. I mean, shoot. And that's gonna do it for this video. I know I probably pissed off some people out there. But seriously, I mean, when you clicked on this video to learn, I'm sure, and I'm still learning, of course. So please go in the comments and let me know, what's your favorite weapon? Why do you use your weapon? You know, maybe you didn't like a take that I did. Let me know. Like I said, I'm a big boy, so I can handle it. But other than that, I appreciate you all for watching this video and sticking with us for this long. This has been VarnyVarn, and I guess I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Another successful hunt!